You're watching the Cultish Creative YouTube channel. I'm your host, Matt Ziegler. I am back this week with a book review, Find Your Nine Others. And this is by Katie Lewis and Matthew Stafford. The questions to ask yourself as you start up and scale up. This is a beautiful book because it's a relationship building book. It's a businessy networking book, maybe at face value. It's directed at founders, but I think anybody who is trying to get together with people and just learn a little bit more about them, there's a ton to take away from this. I did not expect to have this many bookmarks and dog-eared pages and highlights in a book that I would have thought I already get all this stuff. Thoroughly impressed with what they've done here. Now, what's really cool about Katie and Matthew is they've spent 13 years, it's 2024 right now. They spent 13 years holding these monthly dinners, and Find Your Nine Others refers to it's you, a person, plus 9 other people. So these are 10-person dinners, mostly founders. So this is mostly business-oriented people. And they lead off with this question: what is keeping you up at night? What the book is full of then is 10 sort of additional or follow-on questions that can be asked, that can be fleshed out. They can be taken in order or out order in whatever way. But these ideas will lead you to a thorough understanding of where do I stand? Where do they stand? What are they working on? What am I working on? Is there anything that overlaps? And that's a beautiful thing. There's a real shortage of this type of connection in the world. What this book does as a manual for doing this might be my favorite networking book since David Burke's his friend of a friend, just saying, but that's high praise. Let's run through these 10. I'm going to do a lightning round of these just so you have a flavor for it. But hopefully this gets you to want to check this book out too. So number 1, why am I doing this? Now, why am I doing this anyway is a profound question because it tells you have to find your why to do it. You need your own true north because it's the thing that your compass always is going to point back to. If you know that thing that your compass is always going to point back to, it's a lot easier to stay on the track and find your way back when you inevitably get lost. Number 2, how do I get more visible? Now, this isn't just about seeing others, but about being seen by others. And anytime people are putting our eyes on us, it's terrifying. Let's be honest. Coming from a guy doing book reviews on something you watch and you don't even read, the world is weird enough. So how do I get more visible? It really requires that you know that why, you know that direction, so you can go, hey, if people like what I'm doing, at least they understand the direction I'm going in, and how can I try to drive that type of visibility up? Number 3, what do I do with my gut reactions? I actually wrote a post about this already because I liked it so much. But basically, if you know your why and you want to do something, it's okay to trust your gut, trust your intuitions. But if you know what you want to do and you know there's a task that needs to be completed, hey, trust your guy or your gal. Trust somebody else. It's okay to outsource those things. The way I put it in the piece I wrote was outsource execution, insource intuition. Simple, good rule. Number 4, how do I keep getting up again? Chumbawamba baby right in the beginning. You know, I love that. But also Sisyphus. You must imagine Sisyphus happy, walking back down the mountain to get the rock and roll it up again. This is a really important lesson because, yeah, rolling the boulder sucks, but after you fall, after you fail, it's still another opportunity to do it again. And we have to look at that positively. So how do you keep getting up? You got to have a positive frame of reference. Number 5, what does it take to succeed? Are they stealing things from other posts I've written? I just know we've read a lot of the same books, but this makes me happy in this case, not duplicative. So they use the Ben Horowitz thing of, can you fire a silver bullet? And no, we're all out of silver bullets. You gotta fire a lot of lead bullets. It's going to take a lot of lead bullets here. I love that metaphor. What it focuses on is the routines and the disciplines of the individuals doing the thing. So if I am meeting people, if I'm networking, one of the things I love to ask about that's in this vein of what does it take to succeed is this idea of what are the routines and the disciplines of that person and what path they're on. Because I'm looking to see, A, do they have them? But B, do maybe some of those overlap? Because then I might want to know them more, work with them, or whatever else. Number 6, how do I get comfortable with being uncomfortable? Spoiler, you don't. All you can know is the right direction. Go watch the Just Press Record with Hal Hirschfeld talking about knowing your future self and Julia Carrion, where she talks about the series of she calls them missteps in this period of time. But because she knew her true north, she could keep getting knocked off the path, go, oh crap, I'm really far off this path. But here's how I reorient myself to get back on. You just got to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And that probably means just forgetting you're, uncomfortable in the first place. Comfortable is a myth. Just let it go. Number 7, what does success look like? Extra stress. What does success look like to you? That might be money. That might be subscribers. That might be followers. That might be time with your kids. That might be vacations. Take success, boil it down to something that's tangible and understandable to you. And like your why, it doesn't matter if it's tangible to somebody else so long as you get it. Number 8, who can help? Also worth asking, who can't help? Because your success is going to require your definitions and then your connections to grow this ecosystem around what you're doing to drive it forward. Number 9, how do I keep the right people around me? Hey, how does the garden grow? You got to build and maintain this. That means culling things. That means planting new things. That means another great Ben Horowitz book, and one that I quote all the time. What you do is who you are. Have the understanding of what you do, again, back to those disciplines and routines, what the people around you do, and how that defines and shapes your identity over time. Number 10, last one, can I do it all on my own? Yes, they're trolling us here, but this is just this idea. We can end with a laugh over this. When you need each other, when you make that ecosystem together, that's the way we survive the dog eat dog world. That's the way we get through life. Find your 9 others, the questions to ask yourself as you start up and scale up. Katie Lewis, Matthew Stafford. Love this book so much. 10 out of 10. Get yourself a copy. Best networking book I've read in a long time. High compliments. Thanks, guys, for writing this.